Welcome back to Nick Lenz's Comic Corner Classic Known Classics. This is episode number 1622 and Doubleshot number 1516. I got two Marvel trades, and there's one thing both these two things have in common. They both feature characters who both have been in the MCU, and both have been killed off in two straight films. This first one in the MCU was killed off in Infinity War, though he kind of came back in Endgame, though they have his own Netflix show. Loki. Yep, a series for Loki. Not the first one, mind you. Oh no. I believe that in recent times, I believe this is the third series for him, because first you had the awesomeness that was Loki, Age of Asgard, and then you have Vote Loki, which they reference in here, and this book. Now, as for the book simply titled Loki, this is technically the third volume for it, because the first two were two non-canon miniseries. This one is canon. Now, this particular series, initially launched as an ongoing series, though it got quickly canceled, only 5 issues published. Yeah, I thought this was kind of weird. Now, was this announced as a miniseries? Not really, no. I remember this was launched as an ongoing series, and then the series just stopped after only releasing 5 issues. Yes, 5. Of course, this trade does collect the entire third volume, plus material from War of the Realms Omega. This is basically one of those short stories. Of course, those 3 stories, actually there's 4 stories in the book, and of the 4 stories, they also have new stuff going forward. One of them said this very series. We also had no one said the Punisher Kill Crew miniseries. There's one for Valkyrie, which sets up her ongoing series, and I think there was one for Thor. But that one was basically some stuff dealing with the aftermath of basically Jason Aaron's for Thor. This book is written by Daniel Kibblesmith, who clearly is a fan of Thor comics based on reading this book, because there's even references in here to Loki, Age of Asgard, and Vote Loki. That comes toward the end of the series. Mostly put, Loki is the current king of Jotunheim. Yep, he has taken over the throne from his father, who he killed with Thor's axe, the very same axe that killed Alex the Executioner back in Recommender's run for Kenny X-Men. So yeah, he actually has Thor's axe. And he has it throughout this whole run. And yes, as for the cover, it's like, oh, does he have Mjolnir? Actually, no, he does not have Mjolnir. That's basically a joke they put on the cover. It's just okay because Loki's got an ongoing series. And mostly put as the stuff about, they basically find various books like Book of Loki, Book of the Wolverine, which I thought was so funny. Given the fact, oh yeah, and here's the thing, it's like, because Wolverine's so old, I played barely longer than he has. Loki, you're like hundreds of years old. Wolverine's like about 250. Yeah, and then toward the end of the series, he reunites with his old supporting character from Loki, Age of Asgard, Verity. Yes, she returns to... He apparently was put in like a prison cell because he thinks some stuff is not true related to his memories. And then he just breaks himself out and just takes Verity with him off to something. And for some reason... Oh yeah, by the way, a lot of the series he wears his t-shirt. Oh, and here's something interesting though. One of the most funniest scenes in this whole book is him going to Stark's tower. I believe this is probably the third one he's had. Where he basically wants to talk to Tony Stark. And it's like, why are you here? Thor sent me. It's like, of course he did. And he has the most baffling thing to ever suggest. Loki says, I want to join the Avengers. Loki, a member of the Avengers. Yes, that is actually quite hilarious. No, that never happens because Loki never joins the Avengers. And apparently him and Thor go on fine. Thor does pop up a few times with the series, which I think is really good. Surprisingly, there's no appearances by the Punisher for his Kill Crew stuff. And also, there's no appearance by Jane Foster Valkyrie. There's also a mention here that he also wanted his hands on Heimdall's sword, which I thought quite interesting because Heimdall got killed off in the second issue of Jane Foster Valkyrie. Yeah, I thought that was kind of dumb on the part of Jason there. You kill off a long-time supporting character like Heimdall. He gets killed by freaking Bullseye by being stabbed with his own freaking sword. He is escorted in the afterlife by Jane Foster. Yes. So, this book basically is just here just to have some Easter eggs. Good storytelling. I love the references to previous books. Verity, I love the fact to see her again. Just overall, really fun book. I'm going to give this book a 10 out of 10. Damn good book. And some could say this brief series was a tiny bit of inspiration for the Loki Disney Plus show. Heck, they use a very similar logo to it. Yeah. I found it a pretty fun book. It's just surprising this book only lasted 5 issues. I thought this was an ongoing series. Nope, it just got stopped at the 5 issues. Yeah, either this is supposed to be an ongoing series, or they always meant to be a limited series. Alright, next up is a character who actually died in Endgame. Black Widow. Yep, Black Widow. I am the Black Widow. The second trade that collects issues from the... Excuse me, if I remember, this is the 6th volume for Black Widow. And here's a little fun fact for you. According to Marvel Legacy, they say that issue 10 is the 50th issue of Black Widow. Which, according to my count, no it's not. No it is not. It's actually a lot higher than that. It's a similar case with the Punisher because they include one thing. For Black Widow, it's a similar case with the Black Panther, where they include the second volume of the ongoing the Black Widow series, mainly because it was a mini-series. My best estimation of what considered to be part of the 50-issue count is the 8-issue volume done by Dwayne Trzynski, which is considered to be, I believe, the 3rd volume of the series, the 4th volume by Nathaniel Emerson, which is 20 issues, and the Mark Waid run, which was only 12 issues. Now, there was a book that preceded this one, and I have reviewed that, and that book is not counted as part of numbering for the ongoing series count. Here, this one is. My only guess is the reason why that, well, this series is still around because the Black Widow movie, which didn't do too well at the box office, what I've heard. Oh no, it actually was considered to be a box office disappointment because Disney decided to foolishly release it on the same day release in theaters. Yes, despite the fact Kevin Feige decided, he said this was a terrible idea. He does support the CEO, the person he reports to, but here's the thing. He actually disagrees with releasing, and of course, here's the thing. Scarlett Johansson sued Disney over stuff she was supposed to be owed, and she won the case. Yes. It is shocking, though, because of that embarrassment by Disney's part. Disney didn't order this book to be canceled. Yeah, it's kind of weird. The book is still going on as far as I can tell. What happens in this book? Black Widow just stumbles across a girl named Lucy who tries to nitpick her. Also, Yelena's in the book. Yes, Elena is a supporting character in the Black Widow book that stars Natasha Romanoff. And despite the previous volume had her having a family, turns out that was just a fake thing. Here she's based in San Francisco again, which that's fine. I have no problem with based in San Francisco. And of course, you have more supporting characters in here in the form of the 616 Spider Girl, the one who's actually the former Arena, and Yelena, and I think that's it. Yeah. I like the fact we're basically adding more to Black Widow's supporting cast. Yelena, I think, is quite strange, given the fact the first these two met. Yelena tried to murder Natasha, and now they're friends? Yeah, this comes completely out of the blue. But my only guess is the reason why Kelly Thompson wrote these two this way, and this is just my personal theory, the movie, the Black Widow movie, that was the only reason why. Yep. Though I at least gotta say, these particular set of issues are a step up from the very first story arc of this one. It seems like a lot more interesting of a story arc to read than the previous story arc, per se. Yep. Yes, aside from the fact Kelly Thompson is the writer of this book, it still keeps, it actually does mostly maintain the same artist, per se. Yes. All but one issue is done by Elena Corradini. Yes, issue 6 is not done by that particular writer. That one is done by Raphael Ladardi, who is the co-artist for pretty much issues 8 through 10, though Elena comes back to issue 7. Yeah, it's almost like Raphael was brought in for a fill-in issue, and then, of course, they this particular person back to do these many issues. Yeah, it's a pretty good book. I gotta admit, unlike the Loki book, which is pure fun, this book is just, like I said, just step up the previous book. It's a good Black Widow book, at least gotta admit that. It's almost like basically Kel Thompson basically trying to get some kinks out. And here, feels like classic Black Widow. Though it's more basically similar we have with the movie. One thing at least I gotta appreciate though about the Black Widow book, at least the artist does not draw her like Scarlett Johansson. I'll give this book a 9.5 out of 10. Yes. Also, I love the fact, here's the back cover. This actually was issue 10 of this volume, which was, according to Marvel Legacy, issue 50. Yes, seriously, this was considered to be issue 50 according to Marvel Legacy. Which, okay, you want to answer the question about the whole thing about issue 50, or like how many issues the series has actually put out? Okay, despite the fact that according to Marvel Legacy, like I said, 50 issues. The actual amount of issues the series is published as of issue 12, which was the most recent issue that came out, was 69. Because unlike Marvel, I actually count the miniseries as part of the numbering for this book. Marvel doesn't. They just count all the ongoing stuff for Black Widow. And for basically, here's the thing about Black Widow. She is by far I would probably say the last character who is a female character in Marvel to have 50 issues was Kamala Khan, aka the current Miss Marvel. Yeah, she was the last one to get it for a new character, not a long-running character per se, but it's basically combined numbers per se. Yeah, first person since her to have a 50-issue celebration. But before these two, like the last known character who had an ongoing series that had 50 issues published was Old Man Logan. Yep, and that was a really good comic, by the way. Yep. But not much else to say about these two trades. I mean, I love the Loki book. It's just pure fun. The Black Widow book, it's good. Okay? So yes, that's it, particular review, and that's all videos I could do today, because it's getting kind of late. So you're probably thinking, okay, wait, where's the Two Love Rue Darkness video you say we're going to do? I decided I'm going to wait till tomorrow, because I had to do a stream tonight, so I will take care of that tomorrow. Okay? But do this next video. Bye.